So nose to tail here between Thomas and Ollie O'Donovan, then on to the start of another lap we go on Cheshunt Drift. A little bit wide there for Roger Thomas. Is that going to present an opportunity for O'Donovan? Really wide for Thomas. He's on the rough stuff, comes across on the racing line. Contact between the two. Off onto the grass for Thomas and out of contention for the race win. You can't go 2 by 2 through there, and off into the wall goes Ovenden and Langmaid. They're both out of the race. Bennett slides his way through that final corner. It's got a spectacular driving style, hasn't he, Ollie Bennett?
You know when you just love what you do for a living? Today's just one of those days. In the sunshine, cars, rallycross. It doesn't get much better, does it, really? Morning, everybody. Welcome back then to the channel. So, we're here at Lydden Hill today for round 1 of the 2022 Five Nations British Rallycross Championship. Now, I thought I'd do a little vlog over the course of this weekend, just to kind of show you what it's like to be a motorsports commentator, what I'm going to be getting up to this weekend, and show you around the paddock, show you what the marshals are getting up to, and just kind of give you like that behind-the-scenes view, basically. What I'm going to do before I talk to you more about what's going on with the cars is take you in to where I'm commentating this weekend. So for 2022, the Five Nations British Rallycross Championship, they're working with MMS 360 Media, who are our production company, new for 2022. So I thought I'd show you into my commentary box, and I appreciate it's a little bit dark in here. That is because it's literally a tent. So you can see we've got a live video feed going out to the circuit at the moment with, I think, 11 cameras are set up over the course of this one. We've got all of my commentary notes that are piled up down here. So I've got my laptop set up with all of the live timing. I've got my entry lists on here. I've got the championship calendar, etc. All sort of ready and easy to hand. Again, I've got it all on paper just in case we get like a laptop failure. So I've got circuit information in here, entry lists, etc. And then in terms of what I'm using to commentate, so we've got a mixer set up, and that's going back to the truck that's next door. I've got a simple headset on, and then I've got a Coles lip mic. It's really good when you've got it up to your lip like this, and it sort of blocks out the outside sound, which is particularly helpful, to be honest with you, because we're in a tent, so there's not much sound insulation. So while it's a little bit quiet and we're waiting for the cars after practice to go out on track for the first race, I thought it'd be a good idea to have a little look inside the gallery, basically, which is where the TV direction is taking place. So let's have a little look and see what they're getting up to in here.
Okay guys, there's a black car in front of the pack. Can we track it down, please?
How's it going, Tom?
All good, mate, all good. How's it with you?
You able to follow it?
Yeah, it looks good from what I can see. Have you got aircon?
I think you'll find us right.
Oh yeah? This is the aircon, is it? They're working with 10, 11 cameras, so they're trying to fight fire with fire, really, over the course of filming a race. And rallycross is so fast and frenetic that you don't have a lot of time if you make a mistake, so these guys need to be absolutely on it. And this is the side that even I don't really see, because obviously I'm the one that gets to see the same pictures that you do, and then I add the commentary to it. Right, so they're just about to water the circuit. I don't know if you can see that on screen behind me, there's a big tractor. Anyway, they're just about to water the circuit, then we're about to get race 1 underway. Now, what I'm going to be doing, from what I understand, is commentating on all of the qualifiers for the supercars, and then all of the semi-finals for every class, and then the finals for every class as well. Right, so we're about to get the first supercar race underway then. Drivers are lining up on the grid. From what I understand, they've had a car that's been pulled from the race because somebody complained about an unfair advantage. I don't know who that is at this point, but I guess we'll find out afterwards. So here we are then, ready for the supercars. The drivers are lining up on the grid for our first race of the 2022 campaign. Good start then from Toe Hill as we come barreling down towards the first corner. Not such a good getaway from Grant as they go in towards turn 1. Thorne's onto the outside, and Thorne gets the switchback as they come down the bottom of the hill. It's the joker then for Thomas, but where is Toe Hill going to emerge? He's onto Cheshunt Drift, and he's going to get ahead, surely, of Roger Thomas. Onto the brakes comes Thomas. Toe Hill goes through into the race lead. Good start then from O'Donovan. Not bad at all from Ollie Bennett on the inside of the front row, and Bennett leads in towards the first corner. He's got quite a clear advantage over Ollie O'Donovan as it stands at the moment. Revs are rising. Good start then from the front row as they all get away. Pretty even Stevens down towards the first corner. So here goes POD, Paddy O'Donovan, into that joker then at the start of lap number 3. And he's going to emerge quite comfortably in the lead. He comes around the final corner and across the line to win race 3, Q1 here of the supercars. A very exciting start to the racing action then here at Lydden Hill in the supercars. And it does mean that it's advantage of Ollie Bennett going into Q2. It's interesting, tripping over my words a little bit, actually, to be honest with you, over the course of this one. just because I'm not used to commentating. I haven't commentated since, oh blimey, when did we do the World Finals for Gran Turismo? December, November, something along the lines of that. A long time ago. It's a little bit of drama. It looks like Paige wasn't able to get away from the lights in the Super National race. Car's been abandoned. And I just wonder whether she might have put her clutch a little bit. Standing there. These are the dramas of the racing. The marshals here are doing a fantastic job, as well, as you can see. So what they've done is they've gotten Paige to safety. They've got to get that car towed afterwards as well. So they're in a constant sort of communication over the course of these races. Checker flag goes out for the Super National. Bleasdale wins it. One of the Bleasdales wins it. Two Bleasdales in identical looking cars. That's nice and confusing for us. Was it clutch or drive shaft?
Drive shaft.
Drive shaft. Not good. Not good. So one of the other joys of being here is that we also have some retro cars, and that in particular includes the Ford RS200 Group B machine, which we don't see very often, except for now. Yeah, not gonna lie to you, that's pretty cool, to be honest, to see one of those out in the wild. Great for the crowd here as well. I mean, look, you know, people over on the banks here and over on the other side over there. It's fantastic. Anyway, right, so we're not far away from Q2 for the supercars, so I'm going to get myself all set up and ready to go, and then we're going to get some supercar action underway again. They can be a very tricky thing to set up because you want to have it stiff enough so that it drives nicely on the tarmac, but you want to have enough movement in the suspension effectively so that when you're on the rough stuff it doesn't end up detaching your spine from the top of your head. And it is going to be a very comfortable win then for the number 69 of Mike Seller, who's driven phenomenally. It's Ovenden who wins Q2 race 2 ahead of Jack Thorne in second place. It's Patrick O'Donovan who lines up alongside his father, I believe, unless I'm incorrect, of course, for the first time. So Ollie O'Donovan goes Joker, Patrick O'Donovan tries to go all the way around the outside. Surely he's not going to make this thing, he's in the wall! Patrick O'Donovan into the wall on the outside of Cheshunt Drift. That's a disaster of a start for the young Irishman then. Bennett trying to find his way through on the switchback on the exit. Down the bottom of the hill we go, side by side here. This is absolutely fantastic, but Towhill somehow holds on. You can see there Oliver Bennett, who was already jokered. Let's see where Ollie emerges. It's going to be mightily close between them as they come back on, but Bennett does get the advantage. It's 2 from 2 for Oliver Bennett as he comes across the line to win race 3 Q2 here at Lydden Hill. Oh, that's a bit more like it. That's what we like in Rallycross, bit of drama. Right, so lunchtime's over. I thought I'd have a little wander into the paddock and show you what it's all about. So behind me is what's called the dummy grid. Basically, that's where all the cars sort of line up in formation. So now down into the paddock. It's lovely. I mean, but there's loads of cars, loads of action, lots of things to see here. So if you come over here, you can see we've got this is Jack Thorne's Citroen C4 Supercar, which has been going great guns today. Jack's been really quick out there on track. Patrick O'Donovan there. There he is. Always happy for a cameo, even after crashing in that second race. This is an interesting one because we've got the Excite Energy team. Now, obviously you can see on there, 2 drivers. So you've got Ollie Bennett and you've got Jenson Button. And these guys are going to be competing in the Nitro Rallycross Championship a little bit later on this year. And Ollie's been a bit of a mainstay really in Rallycross for a number of years. So it'll be really interesting to see how he fares in Nitro. Let's wander over in this direction. This is over where Team RX Racing are. So this is Ollie O'Donovan's team. So you can see he's got his Focus here. He's got the Peugeot 306 Supercar. Should be excited to see how that gets on. Just behind us here with a congregation of people, that is Patrick O'Donovan's Supercar. Now Patrick obviously sent it into the wall a little bit earlier on. But yeah, good to see that they've managed to get that car repaired. Good to see that Paige Bellaby's actually been able to get away from the grid this time because she broke a drive shaft last time. So fair play to her and the Bellaby team for getting that one fixed. Now some cars are lining up on the dummy grid, so I just thought I'd have a little walk in here and sort of show you what it's all about. So again, it's kind of a place of nervous anticipation, this really, more than anything. It's quite exciting being down here. You get a real buzz that the drivers are just like waiting to go. They're all getting sort of fired up and ready for it. So yeah, good to have a little look round and see what's going on that dummy grid. We've got the RX150 buggies that are out for Q2 at the moment. Look at that, there you go. That's about, that's much better. See? That's the thumbnail sorted. You know when you just love what you do for a living? Today's just one of those days. In the sunshine, cars, rallycross. It doesn't get much better, does it really? It's one of those days when you've got to be grateful for what it is that you do. Anyway, probably now a good time to head back over to the Country Rock, see what's cracking, get ourselves ready for the semi-finals, because we're nearly ready to go. So yeah, looking forward to that. This is where things kind of get a little bit interesting. So in terms of the semi-finals, up first we've got the Supercar class, which of course is like one of the main attractions basically of the Five Nations British Rallycross Championship. 4 drivers from each semi-final are going to go through into the final, so we'll have an 8-car final in theory. We've also got other classes coming up like Retro, RX 150s, the BMW Minis, Juniors, Swift, etc. It goes on and on and on. Anyway, less talking, more commentating. Let's get the semi-finals and the finals underway here for the Five Nations British Rallycross Championship for round 1 at Lydden Hill. Hilton, you ready to go? Let's assume that that's yes. Anticipation then is in the air, revs are ready to rise, and we are ready to go racing. A fantastic win once again here in semi-final 1 for round 1 of the Five Nations British Rallycross Championship. Ollie Bennett across the line to win. It's a false start for Ollie O'Donovan. Bodywork flying everywhere. A brilliant performance so far. There is Tohill really sideways out on the curb. Across the line comes Dave Bellaby, but who gets second place as they come over the timing line? There's chaos, and that is a huge problem for the 177 of Steve Pascoe. Flames pouring from the underside of his forward car. We wanted a bit of drama, didn't we? That was absolutely emphatic. Josh Sturkins then across the line to win the first semi-final. Oh, bloody, I keep pulling me bloody headphone wire. It is a phenomenal drive from Max Langmaid to win the Junior Rallycross Championship final here for round 1. Lights out and we're racing. Good start then from Weatherly off the front row. It looks like Weatherly was collecting, I should say. But it's Luke Constantine who comes across the line to win the Suzuki Swift final. So it's time then for the final for the Supercars. This is the one that everyone's been waiting for, the big sort of crowd pleaser event, the one that we're all looking forward to seeing how it's going to get on. 8 drivers then lining up on the grid for the final for round 1 of the 2022 Five Nations British Rallycross Championship.
It's Ollie Bennett in the number 42 who lines up on the front row of the grid on pole position, with Derek Tohill alongside him on the front row, Patrick O'Donovan on the outside of the front row, with Godfrey and Ovenden on row number 2. Green light and go. The final for round 1 is underway.
Coming towards the end of lap 1, it is the advantage to Oliver Bennett.
Bennett doing a phenomenal job of increasing that advantage over Derek Tohill as he slides his way around the top of the corner.
But meanwhile, Tohill goes joker then at the start of lap number 5. So where is he going to emerge in relation to Paddy O'Donovan, as we see Oliver Bennett then sliding his way round?
There is the battle for second place, and it's side by side between O'Donovan and between Derek Tohill, and it is Patrick O'Donovan who has the advantage then
over the reigning champion. So in his first weekend in Supercars, POD is doing phenomenal things out there behind the wheel of that Ford Fiesta. So
Bennett goes joker then. Don't worry about him. He's been clearing out in front over the course of this race, and Ollie Bennett behind the wheel of the number 42 has proved why he deserves to be not only on the national stage here this weekend at Lydden Hill, but on the international stage as part of Nitro Rallycross in 2022. Out of the hairpin he comes, down the bottom of the hill, and just a few corners from home as the battle for the podium still reigns on between these supercars. But Ollie Bennett comes over the line to win round 1 of the final here for the Five Nations British Rallycross Championship. The Mini takes top honours here at Lydden Hill. It's Paddy O'Donovan in his first ever Supercar semi-final in the British Championship, coming home in second position. Oh, good heavens. Right, so I think that is pretty much it. So yeah, goodness me, I mean, that has been one heck of a day. It's been really interesting sort of having to recalibrate my brain to get back into commentary mode, as it were, from not commentating since last December to now. It's, you know, near enough 4 months or so since I was last behind a microphone, and I'm definitely feeling it in my mouth at the moment. My throat is killing me after that, but it's been really enjoyable to sort of get back and commentate on some racing. Rallycross always does seem to deliver, and here with the guys at Five Nations British Rallycross, and especially at Lydden Hill, they always make it a really, really exciting time. Anyway, a huge
huge thank you to you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you again next time. Take care.
One thing to consider as well is that they are the only open wheel rallycross cars that we have here in the Nations British Rallycross Championship. So you have to be really careful, because interlocking wheels and making contact can be a big thing like that. Oh, goodness me, huge crash as Lepley and Jones go off into the barrier at the Devil's Elbow. Big impact with the tyre barrier. What did I say? The commentator's curse is sadly alive and well.